Surprise, surprise. Hello, fam. ADD gang. So, drum roll, please. Tom, Dick, and Harry. And come to find out, Jody. Who? Jody. Who's Jody? Everybody who's ever been to jail and prison knows who Jody is. Somebody please inform us, enlighten us to who is Jody. So Jody fits into one of my crazy ass stories, as you know. So if you didn't think my shit was crazy, maddening enough, get a load of this. I forgot about this one too now, right? I've been lost all about this. I knew there's a bunch of coincidences that I can't even remember. And this is one of them. And I'm fixing to let you know how and why and how I remember. So, the year was 1970, man. No, the year was, it was even before 2000. 90 something, 95-ish, somewhere around there. Between 90 and 95. No, excuse me. I graduated high school in 91. It definitely wasn't that year. I was... Okay. Yes, now I can remember. Okay. So I was 21. I went to boot camp when I was 22, as I described. And I had this stripper girlfriend named Nat. Okay? Shout out Nat. Hey. Natalie. I'm not going to tell her last name, so, for future referencing that, instead of giving people names and I can't keep up with it, truth's always a little easier to keep up with, right? So, I had this stripper girlfriend named Natalie, okay? And her dad's name was Harry. And take a wild guess what her uncles' names were. Yes, her dad, Tom, Dick, and Harry. It was her dad and her uncles. So parents must have played a mean trick on her. Her uncles and dad were Tom, Dick, and Harry, right? So, in this day and time, first, I've known this girl since I was 15, all right? Somehow, coincidentally, once again, my good friend Donovan gets these chicks, and we go to pick her and her friend up. This other girl I later run into, and we're all hanging out. We go out on a date. She comes back to my house. Me and Donovan go pick her up. My parents ride her down one of these times, and this was the same time this guy was tripping at my house all day. So, this was when I was 15, okay? 15, 16. Let me time that better. I'm not sure if it was before or after rehab crazy house. I'm not sure. It was either right before or right after. It was close in that time frame. And so, like I said, at that point, I met her through my buddy Donovan. But she winds up being friends with a whole bunch of my friends, right? This girl, Natalie. Like, she knew my buddy Eric, Freddie I popped up. She was kind of like one of the guys. Like I said, she was friends with all the guys a lot of guys that I was friends with and grew up with. So I known her, way before we become boyfriend and girlfriend, right? She was there at the time that I said I got in a fight on the beach in Panama City, and this guy sucker punched me, and I beat the hell out of him on the lounge chairs. She was there. She was there. My buddy Warren Ponder. Just coincidentally, she was there during that fight. And I was sitting there talking to her and him when the guy that I knew sucker punched me on the beach during spring break. So, later on in life, me and Nate start to date, okay? And when I meet her, she's working at the Her dad's a mechanic for Honda, right? So she's working at Honda dealership at 41 and 41 Windy Hill Road. This is where she works when I meet her, right? Meet her, we start dating, I move in with her, and so we become boyfriend girlfriend, right? So, like I said, her dad was a mechanic. She worked at she was a cashier at the Egg Bowls Honda there, and so she was a decent girl, whatever have you, She smoked pot and partied and did all the crazy shit I did too, and so we're boyfriend girlfriend. We lived together. We're together for like 2 years until I go to boot for a year and a half. That's where I'm having trouble, is putting this time frame together. But we were boyfriend girlfriend, lived together, and when I went to boot camp, right? She didn't ride with me, but she came to see me one time in jail, and that's it. And then she stopped hanging out with me. This is part of the story. So she had this best friend, this girl, Chrissy Chance, and Chrissy's friends with a lot of guys I went out with. Knew her. Chrissy and my buddy Eric, you seen him met, were good friends. We were friends with a whole bunch of people, right? And like I said, Chrissy was Natalie's best friend, okay? And Chrissy had this boyfriend in this band in Atlanta. They used to play at the Masquerade. Her boyfriend was Jay, the lead singer of Dick Delicious and the Tasty Testicles. Okay? Yeah, no shit, no exaggerating. That was the name of the band. And like I said, Chrissy Chance was, that was her boyfriend, the lead singer of that. So years later, I see him on TV. I guess because of that and, having some contacts, whatever, he gets on Jerry Springer. I see him on Jerry Springer years later. Just by, coincidence there once again. So, there's a point to all this. So, their boyfriend, so she's boyfriend, her best friend, Chrissy Chance, writes me the whole time in boot camp, okay? She knows that Natalie's, not riding with me. And so she was a great girl. And, she's married now, but we were all friends. Sorry, I'm working trying to understand. So, Chrissy, as I discussed, is best friends, or boyfriend is this guy, Dick Delicious, the Tasty Testicles. So at that time, we were all hanging out, and we would go to Masquerade, and we'd go to different shows together, and concerts, and we'd go to different guys' places and party. And like I said, we was hanging out with this guy and his group, and all the people they ran with. We did a lot of backstage partying at Masquerade. After their shows, they opened up for Skatenig one night. There are some people that know who that is. I partied with Skatenig backstage. So there's this guy, Dick Delicious and Tasty Testicles, okay? And check this shit out. Sorry, people. A sec. So, the guy, Jay, Dick Delicious and Tasty Testicles, right? He's a band. He's somewhat, not an A level, but whatever. I'm giving it to you, explaining all to you. He has a band nonetheless. Okay, there's a specific time frame from this year to this year that Dick Delicious was together. See what I'm saying? So there's a time frame there that the band exists, and there's only during that time frame. Are you with me? This has to do with what I'm saying. Okay, now we've established this, so now you hear what I'm saying. Friends with this guy, my girlfriend's best friend's boyfriend's rocker dude. And so we're hanging out all the time together on weekends. And I screw up my probation and off to jail I go. Off to boot camp. And as I discussed, I was gone for, all 8 months, 9 months. During this time, my girlfriend at times not riding with me, right? Now let's fast forward into the future. Okay? Y'all with me? With me so far? Surely you are. I haven't put too much on you yet. Everybody can easily grasp what I've said so far. Okay, now let's fast forward into the future. And it is now 3 years ago. Okay? We're now in, this happened back in whatever that was, 2003, somewhere around 2003-ish, I believe. This is how you figure it out. I graduated high school in 17. That was 1991. 91. I was 21 when I went to boot camp, right? As I discussed, I went to boot camp on my 22nd birthday. So, this plays a part. Bear with me. I'm working, and I don't want to get caught doing this. So keep up with that. You got that time frame. I'm 21. I go to boot camp. When I get out, by the time I get out, there's Dick Delicious has gone from them, doing shows all the time to now they're not doing shows anymore, right? By the time I got to boot camp, it was dying down, right? They played for about a couple of years. They were hot, and then they split apart. They got back together, yada yada. But there's a specific moment in time when Dick Delicious was playing at the Masquerade. Okay, you with me? This is at the specific time, 1993, let's say. And like I said, we have to add the numbers. Whenever I was 21, it was like I said, I was 17 and 91. So do the math. I'm on Ryan Leone's page, okay? Everyone knows who he is by now. And for those that don't know, look him up. It's a guy I've become friends with online. And we're due to do I'm due to be on his podcast in April, right? So, gallivanting and talking to Ryan. And, okay, so I'm on Ryan's thread now, and we're on Facebook or something like this. I think it was Facebook. Possibly could have been YouTube, but I more think it was Facebook. And we're talking, and while we're discussing, this happens, you'll see other people, etc. I'll see somebody, and I'll say, oh, and it'll show a little bit about him. So this guy, David Black, and if you see this video, please tune in, please throw your 2 cents in. This, you can even go back and we could probably even dig this conversation up. Okay, this guy David Black has been following Ryan for some time, and he's moved. He was born. He started in Atlanta, and he lives in Colorado. Okay, so he says something. I say something. I said something along the lines of, I see that he's from Atlanta. I said, oh, so you're from Atlanta, huh? I said, yeah. And he says, I lived in Midtown. I said, oh yeah. I said, I know Midtown good. I know Midtown well. I used to have this stripper girlfriend that used to work off Cheshire Bridge. I said, and I used to work in little 5 Points at the time at $3 cafe. He said, oh yeah, I remember where that was at. And he said, huh, right? So that was our conversation. I said, yeah, I know the area well, right? like I said, my girlfriend at the time. Oh, I jumped ahead of myself. Okay, so when I met this girl, she was the cashier at whatchamacallit, at Rose Honda. While we're together, Chrissy, the other girl I'm talking about, she works at this strip club hotspot in Atlanta, right? She gets my girlfriend a job. Chrissy's her best friend. They work together and we party together, right? They're just Christy's just waiting tables, right? But she's not stripping, but she's bar backing in a strip joint, and she gets my girlfriend a job. I'm we're sharing a car and picking her up, and one day I walk in and there she is. There's my girlfriend up on stage naked. So I kind of freaked, and she, they kicked me out, and at that point I wasn't allowed to come in and hang out no more. This hit me from surprise. I didn't know. I walk in this place, I see my girlfriend up on stage naked. I didn't take it I didn't take it very well. So that's how it got to be. Like I said, she started stripping behind my back. I didn't know. Well, I'm in boot camp. She's stripping, and she's come to find out she's doing this girl on girl thing, right? And so we're up to spend that. I'm on this thread, on Ryan's thread, and this guy, David Black's talking, and I see he's from Atlanta, and like I said, we converse about it, and that's that, okay? Now we've had one or two conversations, okay? Me and this David Black guy, he's he's been following Ryan, whatever. See what I'm saying? That's how I met this guy. So, you can look this up, be able to prove what I'm saying to you. So, drum roll, please. This is a good one. Some of you know this, most of you don't. Most of you have no clue what I'm fixing to say. Some of you do. I look on his Facebook page, and I do some snooping, just to see. Coincidentally, he's from Atlanta. He was born and raised here. He probably might, you never know. And please, and drum roll, please. You can see these coming now. I used to not be able to see them coming. Now I've done enough videos, and if you've watched a few, you'll kind of see, that the unexpected is the norm to be expected. I'm looking at this guy's Facebook page. Tell me what I see, people. Yes, he's friends with my ex-girlfriend, Natalie. Not only is he friends with her, he was Jody. He's the guy that my girlfriend was with while I was in boot camp. We get to talking. I asked him about Dick Delicious and Taste Tacticals. He said, yeah, me and Nat used to go and party with her all the time. I used to go and party with her, huh? What? The only time that could have happened and I wasn't there is when I was in boot camp. So I met Jody, coincidentally. Jody is the guy that fucks your girl when you're away in jail and boot, whatever. I met Jody. What number of coincidence is that? Tell me that happens. Tell me that happens to everybody. I just go snooping and see my ex-girlfriend and that he's friends with on her Facebook page. And I'm like, and I ask him. So I hit him up and ask him. We conversate back. She winds up hitting me. My ex-girlfriend winds up calling me. And I told her, she wanted to be friends, whatever. We were cool. We were friends before. We were boyfriend, girlfriend. And, we were friends after I got out of boot camp. But I told her, I'm married now, so, I can't even be friends with you. So, like I said, she hit me up. Because he hit her up, And I even told him, I said, wow, man, you're my proof, dude. I didn't say you're Jody, but pretty much might as well. I think I kind of explained the situation. I met Jody coincidentally. Tell me that's not out there. ADD times what? Tell me anyone's ever heard stories like that before. Go ahead, tell me. Me neither. Stay ADD. Ha ha! That was